Most people don't even look at a 1977 Lincoln penny. They see it, they spend it, or they throw it in a jar. But what if I told you that some 1977 pennies are quietly worth far more than 1 cent, and a tiny detail could completely change its value? Before you skip this video, think about this. Millions of these pennies were made, but only a small number survived in the right condition, and even fewer have hidden errors that collectors actively hunt for. Some people already had this coin in their pocket and never realized what they were holding. Imagine checking your loose change tonight and finding a penny that collectors actually want. That's exactly why you should never ignore a 1977 Lincoln penny. The 1977 Lincoln penny was minted in Denver and features Abraham Lincoln on the front and the Lincoln Memorial on the back. At first glance, it looks very common. But collectors don't just look at the year, they look at condition, strike quality, and errors. In worn condition, this penny is usually worth face value. But when we move into uncirculated condition, the value starts to rise. A clean 1977 penny with strong details, no scratches, and original copper color can be worth 50 cents to a few dollars. Now here's where things get interesting. High-grade examples, especially those graded MS jewelry or higher, can sell for $20, $50, or even more. Coins graded MS jewelry are extremely hard to find, and auction prices for top-quality examples have reached hundreds of dollars, but errors are what really excite collectors. Some 1977 pennies were struck with off-center designs, weak stripes, die cracks, or clipped planchets. These error coins are rare and can sell for $100 to $1,000,000 加, depending on how dramatic the error is. Another thing collectors look for is red copper color. Over time, copper darkens. A 1977 penny that still has bright red color is much more valuable than a brown one. So how do you know if yours is worth keeping? Check the coin under good light. Look for doubling on the letters, cracks on the surface, missing metal, or unusual shapes. Also check if the details on Lincoln's hair and face are sharp. That's a big sign of a strong strike. The truth is, most 1977 pennies are common. But the right one, in the right condition, can surprise you. That's why collectors always say never judge a coin too quickly. Before you toss your change, take a closer look. That ordinary penny might not be ordinary at all. Today, we're diving into a penny that might already be in your pocket without you realizing its potential value. The 1977 Lincoln penny. At first glance, it looks ordinary. Abraham Lincoln's face, the familiar Lincoln Memorial on the back. A small D under the date for Denver, that's it. Most people spend this penny without a second thought, but for collectors, the 1977 Lincoln penny is a coin worth examining. Let's start with the basics. The 1977 penny was struck in Denver and made primarily of copper-plated zinc. It has a composition of 97.5% zinc with 2.5% copper plating, making it lighter than older copper pennies. Most circulated 1977 pennies are worth face value. You might find them in rolls or loose change, and most people toss them without realizing that some examples can be worth much more. The first factor that increases value is condition. If your penny is bright, has a full red copper color, and shows no wear, it's more than just a 1-cent coin. Uncirculated 1977 pennies can be worth anywhere from 25 cents to a few dollars, depending on how sharp the details are. Now here's where it gets interesting. Collectors hunt for errors and varieties. Some 1977 pennies were struck with off-center errors. If the design is shifted and part of Lincoln's face or the date is cut off, that coin becomes collectible. Depending on how off-center it is, these coins can sell for $50 to $200 or more. Another sought-after error is double die. Check carefully for any doubling on the words Liberty, In God We Trust, where the date. Strong double die examples are rare and can sell for hundreds of dollars. Some 1977 pennies also show broad strike errors, where the coin spreads out during the minting process and loses its rim. Clipped planchets are another possibility, where a clean section of the coin is missing. Each of these errors can turn a common penny into a collector's treasure. Condition still plays the most important role. A cleaned or scratched penny loses most of its value. Always preserve original surfaces. Never polish your coin. Collectors pay premiums for natural, untouched coins. Professional grading is crucial for valuable pennies. Coins graded MS65 or higher can sell for significantly more. And the rare error coins in top grades have sold for thousands of dollars at auction. Now, you might be wondering, is this penny really worth hunting for in your pocket change? The answer is yes, because hidden gems are still out there. A 1977 Lincoln penny that looks Ordinary could have an error or be an uncirculated example that surprises collectors. Even the difference between a red coin and a brown coin matters. Red coins, with original copper shine, are far more valuable than worn brown examples. Some collectors also look for minting anomalies. Die cracks, die chips, and weak strikes can all increase interest in a penny. Even subtle variations in the design can make a 1990 penny more collectible. So how can you find out if your coin is valuable? Inspect it. Under good lighting, check for doubled letters, off-center strikes, missing metal, or unusual shapes. Compare it to standard examples online. If you suspect it might be rare, consider professional grading. Selling a valuable 1990 Lincoln penny can be done at coin shows, online auction sites, or through trusted coin dealers. High-grade or error coins attract attention quickly, and prices reflect rarity, condition, and collector demand. In conclusion, the 1990 Lincoln penny teaches an important lesson: never underestimate a coin just because it looks common. Small details, errors, and condition can transform a coin from 1 cent to a collector's treasure. Before you spend a 1990 penny, take a closer look. Check the date, the mint mark, and the details. It could be more valuable than you think. If you enjoy discovering hidden money in ordinary coins and learning real collector values, subscribe to Coinverse Hub, because the next coin we explore might already be in your pocket. People toss without thinking twice the 1983 Lincoln penny. At first glance, it seems ordinary. Abraham Lincoln's portrait on the front, the Lincoln Memorial on the back, and a small mint mark under the date. But if you look closely, this penny can hold surprises that collectors would pay real money for. The 1983 Lincoln penny was primarily made of zinc with a thin copper plating, but a few rare examples were struck on older copper planchets. That's one of the reasons collectors pay attention to. This year, most circulated 1983 pennies are worth face value, just 1 cent. They've been in wallets, coin jars, and cash registers for decades. But for coins in uncirculated condition, the story changes. A clean, uncirculated 1983 penny with original red copper color and sharp details on Lincoln's face can sell for 25 cents to a few dollars. High-grade examples, especially those professionally graded MS65 or higher, can sell for $10, $20, or even more, depending on their quality. The higher the grade, the stronger the demand among collectors. Now let's talk about errors. This is where the 1983 penny can become really valuable. Some 1983 pennies were struck on copper planchets instead of zinc. These are extremely rare and have sold for thousands of dollars. The easiest way to identify one is by checking the weight. A normal 1983 zinc penny weighs about 2.5 grams, while a copper planchet penny weighs about 3.11 grams. This small difference can change a common penny into a collector's treasure. Double die errors are another important factor. Look carefully at the letters Liberty, In God We Trust, and the date. If there is clear doubling, that coin becomes highly collectible. Strong double die 1983 pennies can fetch hundreds or even thousands of dollars, depending on condition. Other errors like off-center strikes, broad strikes, clipped planchets, or die cracks also increase the value. Even small details can make a huge difference. Collectors also look at color. Bright red pennies are more desirable than brown or faded ones. Professional grading is highly recommended if you suspect your coin has value. Coins graded MS65 or higher sell faster and attract better prices at auctions. Rare errors in top grades have sold for life-changing amounts of money. So why is the 1983 Lincoln penny so interesting? Because it shows that even seemingly ordinary coins can hide rare surprises. The key is condition, errors, and careful examination. Before you spend the 1983 Lincoln penny, take a closer look. Check the date, mint mark, color, and any unusual features. That ordinary coin might be more valuable than you think. The 1983 Lincoln penny teaches collectors an important lesson. Value is not always obvious, and hidden treasures can be right under our noses. Subscribe to Coinverse Hub for more honest coin values, rare penny stories, and collector secrets. The next coin we explore might already be in your pocket, quietly waiting to be discovered. We're exploring a penny that many people think is ordinary but could actually be worth thousands or even millions in rare cases. We're talking about the 1990 Lincoln Shield penny. At first glance, it looks familiar. Abraham Lincoln on the front, the Lincoln Shield design on the back, and a small D under the date for the Denver Mint. But just because it looks common doesn't mean it's ordinary. The 1990 Lincoln Shield penny is part of a modern era in U.S. coin history, where production was high, but mistakes, errors, and rare high-grade coins created opportunities for collectors. Most 1990 pennies in circulation are worth face value, just 1 cent. These coins have been in wallets, jars, and loose change for years. But when a coin is in uncirculated condition, the story changes. A crisp, uncirculated 1.1 penny with bright red copper color and sharp details on Lincoln's face can be worth 1 美元 to 5美元, depending on condition and collector interest. Now here's where it gets really interesting. Errors and rare variations. Some 1.1 pennies were struck with off-center errors, where part of Lincoln or the shield design is missing. Depending on how severe the error is, these coins can be worth 40美元 to 200美元 or more. Another valuable error is the double die. Look closely at the date, the word liberty, and in God we trust. If letters appear clearly doubled, that coin becomes highly collectible. Strong double die errors of this penny have sold for hundreds or even thousands of dollars, depending on condition. There are also broad strike errors, where the coin is wider than normal and the rim is missing, and clipped planchets, where a section of the coin is missing due to a minting mistake. Die cracks and weak strikes are also possible, and collectors pay attention to these details. Even small differences in color and luster matter. A bright red, shiny penny is far more desirable than a dull, brown one. Modern pennies tend to darken over time, so uncirculated red coins are rare and sought after. Professional grading is essential for high-value coins. Coins graded MS65 or higher bring the most attention, and rare error coins in top grades can sell for thousands of dollars at auction. So, why is the 2.1 Lincoln Shield penny worth checking? Because even in modern times, a small mistake, an error, or an uncirculated coin in perfect condition can make an ordinary penny extraordinary. Before you toss a 2.1 penny, take a closer look. Check the mint mark, the date, the design details, and the color. Even coins that seem ordinary could surprise you with real collector value. The 2.1 Lincoln Shield penny reminds collectors of an important lesson. Value isn't always obvious. Small coins can hide rare surprises, and careful observation can turn a 1-cent coin into a potential treasure. If you enjoy discovering hidden money in ordinary coins and learning about rare errors, subscribe to Coinverse Hub, because the next coin we explore might already be in your pocket, waiting to be found. Hiding in your change right now, the 1977 Lincoln penny with no mint mark, minted in Philadelphia. At first glance, it seems ordinary. Abraham Lincoln's face on the front, the Lincoln Memorial on the back, and no mint mark beneath the date. But don't be fooled, even a common-looking penny like this can hold surprises for collectors. The 1977 Lincoln penny belongs to the Lincoln Memorial series, which was introduced in 1959. By 1977, the United States Mint was producing billions of pennies each year, but coins from Philadelphia, especially uncirculated or error coins, are still of interest to collectors. Most 1977 pennies are made of copper-plated zinc, a composition that started in 1980. However, in 1977, pennies were primarily 95% copper and 5% zinc, giving them a solid weight and a rich color. This makes the coin more durable and, in uncirculated condition, highly desirable. Most circulated 1977 pennies in everyday change are only worth face value. They've been carried in wallets, jars, and cash registers for decades, worn and faded. However, uncirculated coins with bright red copper color, sharp details, and no scratches or wear can be worth $1 to $5, depending on condition. Now, here's where things get exciting. Rare errors and varieties. Some 1977 pennies were struck off-center, where part of Lincoln's portrait or the memorial on the reverse is missing. Off-center pennies can sell for $50 to $200 or more, depending on how severe the error is. Another collector favorite is the double die error. Check the date, the word liberty, and in God we trust. If letters appear doubled or slightly shifted, the coin can become highly collectible. Strong double die 1977 pennies have sold for hundreds of dollars in top condition. Other minting errors include broad strike coins, where the coin spreads out and loses its rim, clipped planchets, where a portion of the coin is missing, and die cracks. Small raised lines caused by a damaged die. Collectors look for these anomalies because they turn a common coin into a rare treasure. Even small details like color make a difference. A red, shiny penny is far more desirable than a brown, worn one. Original red copper pennies are rare after decades of circulation. Professional grading can significantly increase a coin's value. Coins graded MS65 or higher are sought after by collectors and can sell for hundreds or even thousands of dollars if they are error coins or in perfect condition. So why is the 1977 Lincoln penny, no mint mark, interesting to collectors? Because it's part of the Philadelphia Mint's history. It's made of durable copper, and uncirculated examples or rare errors are still out there waiting to be discovered. Before you spend or throw away a 1977 penny, check the date, mint mark, color, and details. Even coins that seem ordinary might surprise you with real collector value. The 1977 Lincoln penny teaches an important lesson: value is not always obvious, and even small, everyday coins can hold hidden treasures. Always look closely, handle coins carefully, and remember, the right penny in the right condition can be worth far more than you ever imagined. Subscribe to Coinverse Hub for more coin discoveries, hidden values, and collector tips. Your next treasure might already be in your pocket. 2006 Lincoln penny with no mint mark, minted in Philadelphia. At first glance, it looks ordinary. Abraham Lincoln's face on the front, the Lincoln Memorial on the back, and no mint mark under the date. But don't let its common appearance fool you. There's more to this coin than meets the eye. The 2006 Lincoln penny is part of the Lincoln Memorial series, which began in 1959 and continued until 2008. By 2006, the United States Mint had shifted from primarily copper coins to copper-plated zinc, which is what most modern pennies are made of. This penny is 97.5% zinc with 2.5% copper plating, giving it a lighter weight than older pennies but still making it collectible in high condition. Most 2006 pennies in circulation are worth just 1 cent, having been carried in wallets, jars, or cash registers for over a decade. But for collectors, uncirculated coins, bright, shiny, and with crisp details, are already more valuable. A perfect 2006 penny with no scratches, original copper color, and full detail can be worth 50 cents to a few dollars. Now let's talk about errors and rare varieties, because that's where the value really grows. Some 2006 pennies were struck off-center, where a part of Lincoln's face or the memorial is missing. The severity of the off-center strike determines its value, and some coins like this have sold for $50 or more. Another type of error collectors look for is the double die. Check the date, Liberty, and I in God we trust carefully. If there is visible doubling, the coin is considered rare and can attract collector interest. Strong double-die 2006 pennies, though uncommon, have sold for hundreds of dollars in high-grade condition. Other mint errors include broad strikes, where the coin spreads too far and loses its rim, clipped planchets, where a section of the coin is missing, and die cracks, raised lines caused by minting issues. Even small variations can make a huge difference in value. Color is also extremely important. A bright red, uncirculated penny is far more valuable than a brown, worn coin. Many modern pennies darken quickly, so a 2006 penny in its original red color is attractive to collectors. Professional grading is another step that can increase value. Coins graded MS65 or higher are highly sought after, especially error coins or rare uncirculated examples. Even a penny that seems ordinary can be worth hundreds if it has a minting error and high-grade condition. So, why should you care about the 2006 Lincoln penny with no mint mark? Because it demonstrates that even modern coins, produced in huge quantities, can have hidden collector value. A coin that seems ordinary can be rare in terms of condition, errors, or minting anomalies. Before you spend, roll, or toss a 2006 penny, take a moment to inspect it. Look at the date, mint mark, color, and details on Lincoln's face and the memorial. A small detail, an error, or uncirculated quality could make a huge difference in its value. The 2006 Lincoln penny teaches an important lesson: don't judge a coin by its age or appearance. Value can hide in plain sight, and paying attention to details is what separates ordinary coins from collectible treasures. Subscribe to Coinverse Hub for more coin discoveries, hidden values, and collector insights. Your next potential treasure might already be quietly sitting in your pocket, waiting for you to discover it. Could hold hidden value for collectors. The 1970 Lincoln penny with no mint mark, minted in Philadelphia. At first look, it seems simple. Abraham Lincoln's portrait on the front, the Lincoln Memorial on the back, and no mint mark under the date. But there's more to this penny than meets the eye. The 1970 Lincoln penny is part of the Lincoln Memorial series, which began in 1959 and continued until 2008. By 1970, pennies were still primarily made of 95% copper and 5% zinc, giving them a heavier weight and rich copper color compared to modern pennies. This composition makes coins from this era more desirable to collectors, especially those in uncirculated or high-grade condition. Most 1970 pennies in circulation are worth just 1 cent. Having been used for decades in wallets, coin jars, and cash registers, however, uncirculated coins, especially those retaining their original red color and crisp details, can be worth $1 to $5 or more depending on condition. Now here's where it gets interesting: rare errors and varieties. Some 1970 pennies were struck off-center, Where part of Lincoln or the memorial is missing, the severity of the off-center strike directly affects the coin's value. Severe off-center 1970 pennies have sold for $50 to $200 or more at collector auctions. Another highly collectible feature is the double die. Check carefully for doubling in the letters Liberty, In God We Trust, and the date. Strong double die 1970 pennies are extremely rare and can sell for hundreds or even thousands of dollars in top condition. Other minting errors include broad strikes, where the coin spreads out and loses its rim, clipped planchets, where a portion of the coin is missing, and die cracks, which appear as raised lines on the surface caused by a damaged die. Even minor anomalies can make a huge difference in value. Color and luster also play a key role. A bright, shiny red penny is far more desirable than a worn or brown one. Pennies from 1970 that retain their original red color are especially valuable because most coins have darkened after decades in circulation. Professional grading is another factor that can increase value. Coins graded MS65 or higher attract the most attention from collectors and sell for the highest prices. Rare errors or uncirculated examples in top grades can fetch hundreds or even thousands of dollars. So, why is the 1970 Lincoln penny no mint mark worth paying attention to? Because it shows that even seemingly ordinary coins can hide real collector value. A coin that appears common could actually be a rare find depending on condition, errors, and original color. Before you spend or discard a 1970 penny, take a moment to inspect it. Look at the date, the design details, and the surface. Even small mistakes in minting or unusual features can make this penny a collector's treasure. The 1970 Lincoln penny reminds collectors of an important lesson. Value is not always obvious, and even small, everyday coins can hold hidden surprises. Careful observation, attention to detail, and a little knowledge can turn a 1-cent coin into something far more valuable than anyone expects. Subscribe to Coinverse Hub for more coin discoveries, hidden values, and collector tips. The next hidden treasure could already be in your pocket, quietly waiting for you to notice it. Looks ordinary to most people but is a favorite among collectors. The 1974 Lincoln penny. At first glance, it might seem like just another coin. Abraham Lincoln's face on the front, the Lincoln Memorial on the back, a small letter under the date for the mint mark. That's all people notice. But there's a story hiding in that penny that can make it surprisingly valuable. The 1974 Lincoln penny was minted at Philadelphia and Denver. No mint mark means Philadelphia. The Denver mint mark is a small d. Under the date, most 1974 pennies in circulation are made of copper-plated zinc, but some were still primarily copper. The condition of the coin dramatically affects its value. Worn coins are only worth face value, but uncirculated coins with full red color and sharp details can be worth more. Collectors are especially interested in errors. Some 1974 pennies were struck off-center, which means part of the design is missing or shifted. Others have double die errors, where the letters or date appear doubled. Broad strike and clipped planchet errors also occur, and these coins are highly sought after. The 1974 penny is small, but the value can be big for those who know what to look for. Uncirculated coins in pristine condition, especially with red color, can sell for several dollars. Error coins can go for hundreds or even thousands of dollars, depending on rarity and condition. Even subtle details matter. Check the date, the mint mark, and Lincoln's features. Any unusual strike, die crack, or variation could increase the value significantly. Professional grading is recommended if you suspect your 1974 penny is special. MS65 or higher examples bring the most collector attention. Rare errors and high-grade coins often sell at auctions for much higher than expected. So, before you spend or throw away a 1974 Lincoln penny, look closely. It might be an ordinary coin to someone else, but for collectors, it could be a hidden treasure. The lesson here is simple. Small coins can hide big surprises. Details, errors, and condition make all the difference. Your pocket change could be more valuable than you think. Subscribe to Coinverse Hub for honest coin values, rare errors, and collector insights, because the next coin we explore might already be in your change. Most people overlook, but collectors watch closely, the 1974 Lincoln penny. At first glance, it looks ordinary. Abraham Lincoln's portrait on the front, the Lincoln Memorial on the back, and a small mint mark under the date indicating where it was made. But appearances can be deceiving. Hidden within these small copper coins are stories, errors, and sometimes even big value that most people miss. The 1974 Lincoln penny was minted in Philadelphia and Denver. No mint mark means it came from Philadelphia, while a D indicates Denver. Millions of these coins were produced, making them common at first glance. But common doesn't always mean worthless. Most circulated 1974 pennies today are worth just 1 cent. They've been handled, worn, and carried in pockets, piggy banks, or coin rolls for decades. Yet, even among common coins, there are hidden gems. The condition of the penny dramatically affects its value. A 1974 Lincoln penny in uncirculated condition is already more valuable than its face value. Coins that maintain their original red copper shine, with sharp details on Lincoln's face and hair, can sell for $1 to $5. But the story gets more exciting when we talk about rare errors. Errors make ordinary pennies extraordinary. Some 1974 pennies were struck off-center, where part of the design is shifted or missing. These off-center errors can be worth $50 or more, depending on how severe the shift is. Another rare find is the double-die penny. Double-die errors occur when the die used to strike the coin has a misalignment. Look carefully at the letters Liberty, In God We Trust, and the date. If you notice clear doubling, not caused by wear or damage, that coin is extremely valuable. Strong double-die 1974 pennies have sold for hundreds or even thousands of dollars at auction. Other notable errors include broad strikes, where the coin spreads too far during striking and loses its rim, and clipped planchets, where a section of the coin is missing due to a minting mistake. Some coins also show die cracks, raised lines across the surface caused by broken dies. Collectors pay attention to all of these variations. Even small details like color can significantly affect value. Red pennies, which retain their original copper color, are far more desirable than brown or heavily worn coins. A bright, uncirculated red 1974 penny can be worth several times more than a faded brown coin in the same condition. Professional grading also matters. Coins graded MS65 or higher attract the most attention and sell for the highest prices. Some rare error pennies, when graded professionally, have fetched hundreds or thousands of dollars, making even a seemingly ordinary coin potentially profitable. But not every 1974 penny is valuable. Most are common, everyday coins. The trick is knowing what to look for. Always examine the coin under good lighting. Check for doubled letters, off-center strikes, missing metal, or unusual features. If you find something unusual, consider having the coin professionally graded. Where can these coins be sold? Collectors buy at coin shows, online auctions, or through trusted coin dealers. Rare and high-grade coins usually attract quick offers and high prices. Remember, the rarer the error and the better the condition, the higher the value. The 1974 Lincoln penny teaches an important lesson: never underestimate small coins. Hidden value is everywhere if you know what to look for. A coin that seems ordinary could be a treasure to the right collector. So next time you find a 1974 Lincoln penny in your pocket change, take a moment to examine it carefully. Look at the date, the mint mark, the condition, and any unusual features. That simple penny could be hiding something extraordinary. Subscribe to Coinverse Hub to stay updated on rare coins, hidden treasures, and collector secrets. Because the next coin we explore might already be sitting quietly in your pocket, waiting to surprise you. Remember, collectors never ignore a coin. And neither should you.